Oh, yeah. This is it. This is the moment you've been waiting for all week. This is Free Jingle Friday.
Yay! Hello to you wherever you are. In fact, let us know where you are. I would love to know. It's always awesome. We are waving to you a warm hello from not so sunny Isle of Wight.
The rainy and wet Isle of Wight, to be frank, today. Yeah, it's pretty gloomy. But wherever you are in the world, we're excited that you've joined, whether you're watching on the other side of the world, whether you're watching somewhere tropical, exotic, somewhere cold and frosty. It is Free Jingle Friday, and we welcome our global audio family. My name is Mike Russell.
My name is Izabela Russell.
And we're here to make jingles. So in 30 minutes, we'll be producing the scripts that you post via our online form or via a super chat or donation. And we really appreciate those.
We certainly do. So head on over to mrc.fm/script. That's where you submit those.
Yeah, so let's get started. This is Free Jingle Friday. It's the middle of June. It's summer here, apparently. Apparently, they say the Isle of Wight not looking so good right now. But anyway, that's the Isle of Wight in the UK. It's a little diamond-shaped island on the south coast of England. You may well be watching from somewhere sunnier today. If you're watching somewhere right now, just let us know what the weather's like, just so we can empathise with you.
Oh, and do it in emoji. Like, do emoji weather.
Yes, post emoji weather right now in the chat. Hello, Glenn Phillips, who's watching in Northampton. How's Northampton looking today? We've got Carty in Wales. It sounds like a national UK show here. Oh, hang on, Michael's in New York, USA. Hello, Michael. Post your weather emoji now in the chat, please. We've also got Bjorn, who's watching from Australia. I'm sure it's a lot sunnier down under, Bjorn. And Bjorn also is one of our spanners who helps us in the chat. So he's a moderator, the same as Doug as well. And Tim.
Nice.
Tim, obviously, who's not here.
No, Tim is not here. So just...
Why?
Tim is not feeling too well. He's
Hi,
one of our
Jermaine on
awesome
LinkedIn, by the way.
moderators.
Sorry.
You've just talked over me. Like, seriously,
just get
how
carried
rude
away.
was
Yeah,
this?
that was rude. Okay, back to you.
Tim is one of our moderators. All the people with awesome spanners, they are doing a fantastic job.
Yeah,
We're just wanting
always.
to send our warmest wishes to Tim, who's not been so well, but will be joining back soon. So please send him all of your good vibes and good energy for speedy recovery.
Yeah. Excellent. We got some emojis coming in.
Nice.
We got Paul, who's on the Suffolk coast, who's got the umbrella with rain. Yes, that's right. Student FM has ice cream out.
Oh, nice.
Adam Rumford on Twitch has sunny with cloud and rain. Oh, that's an interesting combination. Edna is watching right now on LinkedIn as well. Hello to you. Ritika as well, who's in Delhi, which is hot and humid over on LinkedIn.
Wow.
And Jermaine says it's sunny right now. We've got a fair few people tuning in on LinkedIn this week, which is nice.
Nice, that's awesome. And I'm just wondering what Davina's little emoji is. It looks like I don't know, it could be maybe like a hurricane or like, it's just grey.
Like a
all
hurricane.
The shades of grey.
Wow. 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, well, that's
Nice.
it, yeah.
Welcome to the stream, by the way. If you're new, we really welcome you in. It's nice to have you here. We do this every week, and we kind of talk about things that are going on in the world of audio. Then in about 27 minutes from now, we make some jingles. I go into Adobe Audition, which is kind of on my screen. Well, it's behind this studio clock plugin that I use in the website, and Audition is there somewhere. So we do all of that. And we have a lot of fun. We just talk about things that are on our mind, like YouTube videos we've been watching. Just before we got started, we had a bit of lunch, and I flicked on YouTube. Our daughter's still at home at the moment. We're homeschooling her, and we're trying to teach her a bit about music. And it's so funny because music has changed over the decades, hasn't it? From even the centuries. And we played this video that went from 100 AD all the way up to the present day. It's amazing how in the late 50s, early 60s, music got really hot, in my opinion. I wasn't alive then. Do I look like I wasn't alive? Hopefully. Anyway, it was really good. It went up, and we kind of stopped in the mid-60s where we got to Bobby Pickett and the Monster Mash. I don't know if you've ever watched that video, Izabela, before.
Seriously.
It's amazing.
I haven't
The faces he pulls when he does that video. You have to go and watch it after this stream, of course, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Monster Mash by Bobby Pickett. What? I would love to see that in full HD rather than black and white.
It was amazing. So yeah, highly recommended. But so before anything else, I think some ground rules, perhaps.
Yeah.
Shall we do that?
Set the rules.
I will set the rules,
Izabela.
Right. So we're here to make jingles, and in order to get a jingle, simply head on over to mrc.fm/script. That's where you need to post your script if you would like to have a free jingle recorded. Now, note, we do record all of those freebies after the show has ended. In fact, they will be uploaded by the end of Monday. So the following month, well, this Monday coming, obviously.
Yes. And a small disclaimer here, by the way.
Yes.
The jingles we make on the show are no representation of the jingles we actually make for a living through our business, musicradiocreative.com. I produce a lot of jingles in a small amount of time, so I'll probably dedicate between 3 to 5 minutes per jingle. Now, when you actually get a jingle made through musicradiocreative.com, our producer will often dedicate an hour to 90 minutes to even 2 hours for complicated projects, and that's reflected in the price you pay on our website. If you are coming in here and you're placing a super chat or a donation or something, we greatly appreciate that, but we cannot put as much time and effort and detail into each jingle. So please note that my jingle production will be a lot quicker, and you may get something, kind of like. What am I trying to say, Izabela? Complete the sentence there.
You've done a really good job.
I was about to say the word subpar, but that's kind of not really encouraging people, is it? Hello, welcome to the show. If you're new, I'm going to make subpar jingles for the next 2 hours. Keep on watching.
No.
Complete.
What you were trying to say is that obviously there is no way on earth that we can put the amount of detail into the jingle we make on the show as we would in the shop. So if you are after something really custom with like a lot of notes, with a lot of detail, then the best place to go to is Music Radio.
And if you want to choose the music, tweak this and put emphasis on this word,
all of that stuff, then definitely musicradiocreative.com is the way.
No, it's not. Izabela, it's not.
Musicradiocreative.com.
No.
No?
Absolutely not. It's...
No?
Yeah, come on, it's... Thank you, AI. I'm rather scared by you, AI.
There you go. And if you would like to have your jingle recorded and produced live on the show, then Super Chat is the way. It's yellow or above, or you can simply use the upgrade option in the script, the mrc.fm/script page link. So you can do that there. Now, do note that, only the super chats and those script upgrades will be recorded and produced on the show. So very important. So lots of really, really good news, good rules in there. And so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Loads going on, Izabela. Let me bring you a few updates in my world. First of all, have I ever mentioned the Studio Clock plugin for Chrome? It's on my screen just up above me. If I've not mentioned it on a video before, please do check it out. I have no affiliation with the developer, but it just reminds me of the clocks in the radio studios. Default color is red, by the way. This one here, I can make a bit bigger on the screen. So that's the time right now here in the United Kingdom as we live stream to you. I use it just before we go live, so we can go live at exactly precisely 1 o'clock our time. But I think it's really nice for anyone who's working in radio, got an online radio station or something like that, or even podcasters who like to start their podcast at a certain time. Studio Clock plugin for Chrome is really, really good.
Nice. That's really cool. You and your plugins.
Yes.
And by the way, I just want to say that your t-shirt is very misleading.
I work out. Yeah, I work out.
Very misleading. I really wish that was true. But hang on. I think you need to
look
show
at the six-pack. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's like, it kind of seems like
when
you're watching, it's like, I work out. But you need to see the rest of the message really to see the true picture, right?
You do.
Yeah,
you do.
So, so what's new? What's new?
Loads.
Loads is new. We have
a new version of the Roadcaster Pro. Wonderful firmware. I did a video on it. Here it is over there. Go and watch it. It's the latest video on my channel. Roadcaster Pro firmware 2.1 has been released, and now if you've got a Roadcaster, we got one. Wonder if you can spot it in this image. In this camera image, there is a Roadcaster somewhere.
Hiding.
Who can spot the Roadcaster Pro?
It's one of those cool games, right? Like, where is it hiding?
Where in this image is the Roadcaster Pro hiding? Post in the comments now. Anyway, the version 2.1 is really exciting for many reasons, but mainly because you've got all of these funky controls on it that allow you to change all your processing. So a high pass filter, you want some compression, you want a noise gate, you want all of this, you can do it right inside the Roadcaster and tweak it to your heart's content. So I made a video about that and put that out there. And leading on from that, I did want to answer a question in that video. There's been quite a few comments on that video, actually. In fact, tons of comments, as you can see here. People are quite happy about that Roadcaster update. But the Awesome Guy 101, I know and I've seen that you've posted a couple of times this question, so I wanted to read it out on the live stream and try and address it here, because I think that's going to be the best way, rather than posting back or doing a dedicated video. Maybe it's something we should also discuss in the community, because I think it's an important question. So the Awesome Guy 101 says, "Hey Mike, are you still using your Soundcraft Signature 12 MTK mixer?" And the answer to that question is yes. Yes, absolutely. I don't know if you can spot it under here. So I am using that. And any problems so far, specifically in Windows? You have switched to Windows, right, for Audition? Yes, I have. And this is Windows going on here. I'll be using it in just a second. I've heard people having an issue regarding drivers for most Soundcraft mixers, Notepad, MTK. So wondering if you have any issues facing it. Thanks, the Awesome Guy 101. Nice handle, Awesome Guy. So, Soundcraft mixers. Generally, I enjoy my Soundcraft. I know Izabela has to break the mold. She likes to break everything. She's got a Tascam Model 12 over there.
Yay!
The green light's flashing away.
I really love my Tascam. It's amazing. I really like it. It's like I feel like the design and everything is just far more female friendly. I love that, everything else, it just works.
Yes.
I kind of, it's just slick and
you in your Model 12 just because it's shiny and new and it was made in 2020 and it's new technology.
You bet.
USB-C connection. All right then.
Yeah.
But I'm still using Soundcraft. I love the Signature 12 MTK. I also like the Model 12 as well, although I've not tried that with PC. I used that on my Mac when I had the Mac. But now I'm all PC this side. See it? All PC. And I have to say, I'm loving it. I'm just I'm getting used to the little quirks. There are always quirks between the different OSs. And I'm finding for someone like me, a power user, PC is amazing. Gosh, I've missed you, PC. It's like I can put NVMe drives in. Anyway, back to the Awesome Guy 101. I have had no issues yet with the Soundcraft Signature 12 MTK12. Now, that's not to say setting it up on a PC isn't a bit quirky. It absolutely is. I agree with you, the Awesome Guy 101. So, for instance, when we go into the edit menu, there's no Apple menu on PC, and we go into preferences and we look at audio hardware. This is what I've experienced so far. These are my input and output settings going on here. In fact, there's not much to see really in Audition for the Soundcraft Signature 12 MTK. Now, bear in mind, it was super simple. It just worked with Mac. With PC, it's a little more fiddly. So far, I've experienced the fact that you can change the device class. You can have MME, Wasapi, and ASIO. And I have found that the Soundcraft appears under MME, but doesn't work. It just doesn't play any audio. So that's not very good. Wasapi, also the same. It appears, but it doesn't play any audio. ASIO, it seems to work seamlessly. And I have got the Soundcraft driver installed down here. If we go in, open that up, the little Soundcraft Mixie panel is here. I don't know if it's loading. Hang on. Click settings. It will do the same thing.
Can I just ask a question? It's like, loading. How on earth a normal person should know what to select there? It's like, what even those shortcuts mean? I mean, am I the only one who really Wasapi? Is like, what on earth is this?
You probably think it's some sushi, don't you?
Yeah, it sounds like wasabi. Thanks. I'll select that one.
I want to use the wasabi. I should like to have a wasabi audio interface. That sounds tasty.
I'll be like, I'll take wasabi. Thanks.
So I've got the Soundcraft interface control panel. Now, I agree with you. It's not much to look at here. You just got a status. You got the sample rate, which seems to be locked to 44/100 hertz. You got a format here. I've had no problem with the full 14 and 12 channel 24 bits. No need to change to 16. Buffer settings are set to reliable for me. ASIO buffer size 1024. Now, before, the USB streaming mode was safe, so I turned it down to reliable, and I've also put it to 1024. That seems to be a sweet spot for me at the moment. So many people who've had issues, maybe they just haven't set that correctly, because like I said, I'm not getting issues. Volume, input and output, I just leave on here. And info, again, I just that's just the info really of the desk and the whether you got the right firmware. So down here, I've got the Soundcraft USB audio ASIO selected. That's the only audio interface I've got plugged in that works here. And then audio channel mapping. I'm mapping 13 and 14 as my input, which is the master channel on my Soundcraft desk. And then for the output, I've got channel 7 and 8 because I'm using stereo channel 7 and 8 on that Soundcraft desk, which is down here beneath me to play the audio back when I do this live stream for you. And so far, so good. Now, there is one caveat that I will put in here, and I cannot sort it out. So if anyone has some advice, I would be grateful if other Soundcraft owners out there. I have noticed that the audio quality coming from the exact same desk on PC is slightly inferior to how it was on Mac. I've got to be honest here, Izabela. You say that too often. I do not I don't let it rip. I don't tell it how it is. So I'm telling it how it is. So far, I have noticed to my ear the audio sounds ever so slightly. You wouldn't notice it if you were to just listen.
Unless you're Mike Russell.
If you're me with headphones on and looking at spectral frequency, I'm like, nah, there's a bit more noise on PC than there was on Mac. Now, I don't know whether it's the fact that I haven't figured out yet how to set up the MME, Izabela, or the wasabi. That sounds really tasty, actually. I really want some wasabi on my audio interface. Maybe I need my wasabi. If I get my wasabi on, maybe that's a cleaner way of getting audio in. But like I said, so far, those two different device classes don't allow me to play back. And maybe Soundcraft isn't compatible with it. I've just no idea. I haven't looked into it in enough detail yet. So that's as far as I am. So I hope that answers your question.
Awesome. That's really, really cool. So quick reminder, I'm just going to swiftly move away. Quick reminder, you've got 15 minutes to submit your scripts. If you haven't done so already, simply head on over to mrc.fm/script. You can submit your free scripts there. Note, we will record them after the show and they will be available to download from mrc.fm/fjf by Monday, the latest. So we take our time. We want to make sure, obviously, to record as many as we can. If you would like to have your script recorded and produced today live on the show, then Super Chat or a script upgrade is the way. Super Chat yellow or above, please, to have produced. Anything below that will simply just be recorded today, okay? So we've got that. What else?
What else?
Ooh, plenty else. So I know that many of you use Mike's Adobe Audition presets 3.0, or the previous versions too. 3.0. I like that. If you do, I would really love it if you considered leaving a review. I'm just going to post a link to it now. If you could post a review just with your experience on the presets, that would be fantastic and very, very helpful to others who may be considering buying. So you will that would be really, 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 really.
I'm just searching for presets on musicradiocreative.com. Oh my goodness, there's loads of presets. I don't know, we had all these presets. The Adobe Audition presets v3.0, still on sale, is it?
It's still on sale at the moment, yep.
Okay, so fantastic. And look, in grey up at the top, no reviews. That's so sad, because you've just enabled this as a plugin in our store, right,
if you
Izabela?
Scroll down, hang on, can you just show where...
Oh, you want to see what a review looks like, do you?
I want to show where to submit it. So it's if you scroll down...
Well, let's go to the Pro podcast presets, because I know there is one review on that. Yes.
It's just been enabled, so...
By the way, is there a verified... I've no idea how Shopify works, because you run all that, but is there a verified thing that only people who've purchased it can leave a review? Or
no.
Can anyone around the world just say...
I don't know, actually. That's a really good question.
Yeah, you ought to check that out. I'm sure there's something you can enable here.
But we verify the reviews on our end, so if something, seems like,
I can see it down here right at the bottom, underneath the Buy Now thingy. There's customer reviews, and there's a button that says write a review.
Yes.
And you can put in your name, your email, you can do the stars, and then you can review title and body of review. Does that help?
That's perfect. So if you could, if you are using the presets, if you could leave a review, that would be really, really helpful. It would be really, really fantastic. It would be great.
It would be good. Now, coming up very soon, by the way, I just love my studio clock. I'm going to keep looking at my studio clock, because then I can keep to time. I can say at 30 past the hour, we need to do the licked track of the week. We've got Olivia Dean as our licked track of the week. Now, Olivia Dean is very special. She's from just like all of our artists are that we play on this show. But she's even more special in my books, because I actually got to see her perform live at a gig that Licked put on before this whole pandemic thing took over, and now we can't go to places and do things as much as we could. So I actually got to go to Abbey Road Studios and see Olivia Dean and her band play live. I thought she was awesome and fantastic, and I'd really love you to hear some of her music if you haven't heard of her already. So in 11 minutes from now, we're going to play a track from Olivia Dean, and that's going to be our Licked track of the week. Also at that very same gig, organised by Licked, by the way, fighting the good fight for content creators, talking to record labels and music companies, asking them, please make your songs available to license for a reasonable price for YouTube creators and even maybe eventually podcasters. So they're doing a really good job there, and for as little as £6 or $8, you can license a track. And we'll talk more about like where you need to go and everything in a moment. And Corsair we're running as well. That's all coming up. So some good music. But I also I got bored, Izabela, of not having a mic flag for the Shure SM7B that I use now for the live stream. I also got bored of the fact that if I pull down my AKG, which is just here, see it there, that's got the mic flag, but there's something that an OCD person like me does not like, and that's the fact that the actual logo is the wrong color because we slightly rebranded ever so slightly.
It is
now,
just a little bit darker.
Our logo is a darker blue.
Bit darker. Yeah.
So do you know what I did, Izabela, to solve this issue? Yeah, I went out and I did something really exciting that I'm so excited about. I decided no longer am I going to go to the logo companies that make these mic flags.
Oh gosh, I know what is coming. I know what is coming. Brace yourself.
There's some companies in America, but I probably have to wait 6 weeks for shipping, or Canada or wherever. There's a couple of companies I think here in the UK, but the last one you were in touch with never got back, although they have been reliable in the past, but maybe they're suffering at the moment. So I decided I'm going to make my own mic flag, and do you know how?
Oh gosh. Please roll your eyes when you see this.
This is something I'm going to be putting together after the show. It's not fully assembled. It's perfect for me. It is. Does anyone know what that is? Does anyone know what that is before I announce what it is? Isabella's cringing here. It's another moment where I'm struggling for the wife approval rating to go through and be processed.
It's like, this has not been approved by wife. Totally not. I'm glad that you spend your own money.
Don't worry.
Because frankly, I would not put a penny towards this.
No worries. We'll find a place in the corner of the living room for it. It'll be fine.
No.
So, anyone? Oh yes, the Hampshire studio and Michael Siofsky and Spittiel all recognise, and Katie and Marty and Dan and Chris, you all recognise it's a 3D printer. Did a lot of research. Now I'm a beginner in 3D printing, never done it before, and I went all over the place, including Reddit, and everyone told me I needed to get a what's it called, a Creality Ender 3. So I got a Creality Ender 3, and I could just buy a plain mic flag, that's true, and put MRC stickers on it. I know, but that wouldn't be fun, Dan.
It's just like, it's way far from fun factor here.
Yes, that's right. I could just use the current mic flag I've already got and put an MRC sticker over it, but that wouldn't be fun, Dan.
That's what I will do with my flag, although I'm not using one at the moment with the TLM because it's different position. It just
exactly. So we need to 3D print something unique for your use case, Izabela. So that's what I'm going to get into over the weekend. That's my new project. Anyone know anything about 3D printing or can give me some advice, please do. Because, I've got no idea. I didn't know they can print in multicolor, says Taras. No, as far as I understand, they can't. You can get some versions with 2 drums.
So Mike will still have to buy
No, because I got different colors. So, like, I'll print the flag in white, and then I'll print the logo in blue, and it'll look really nice. We'll give it a go. 3D headphone flags, says Student FM. I mean, there are so many uses for this. It's brilliant. One of the things that I got really excited about 3D printing is that you can 3D print cable management. So I don't know if you've seen under my desk recently. You definitely don't want to see under this desk. But the wires, I did a bit of cable management late last year, and it's just all gone to pot. So I don't see the point in cable management. But now I can actually 3D print cable management tags, Izabela. Things like that. It's very handy.
I challenge you to find 5 things you can print that are actually useful, all right? Like 5 things, different things, like not like 5 mic flags. Like
cable organizer, pen organizer, mic flag.
Seriously?
Yeah, mic flag.
You don't even own a pen.
Actually, something I saw earlier on, you can 3D print a converter for a European plug to turn it into a UK plug. So it's essentially something that clips over one of those EU 2-prong plugs and then has the earth thing. There's a bit of plastic. You whack it in a UK socket and it works. It's better than, sticking a drill in the earth socket, which, by the way, I don't advise you do. Definitely, please don't do that. A drill? Why did I say a drill? A screwdriver. Anyway, don't do that. It's not advised. So you can 3D print things like that, Izabela. You're not sold yet? We need to think it's something we can 3D print for Izabela.
You still haven't done 5, by the way. I've been counting.
Hang on, I'm thinking. Pokemon figures for the kids. New chess figures, because we lost the Rook recently. I'm getting there. Come on, help me out in the chat. What else can I 3D print that's handy? Come on. Can't be the only one here who likes 3D printers. Dead air is never a good thing.
Right. Okay, just a reminder, you've got 7 minutes left to submit your scripts if you haven't done so already. It's mrc.fm/script, and you can submit it there. We will record it after the show. Now, if you would like to have your script recorded today and produced, then super chat yellow or above, or the upgrade within the script, within the page on the script submission form is the way. Now, note that the second part of the show, so in just 6 minutes from now, what we will do is we will start recording and then producing. That part is really fantastic if you want to learn a little bit more about audio production, find, little ways to kind of make awesome sounding audio, really. So plenty to learn from.
So exciting. So yeah, we've got loads going on. We have got another mod going on in the studio.
There is actually one really good use somebody posted. NHS face masks.
There you go. I can have it running night and day. How about that?
There you go. That is a good one. You see, I would be happy with that one thing since, we don't actually own face masks yet.
There you go. I can 3D print a face mask.
MRC face mask.
Yeah, an MRC face mask. How cool would that be?
Yeah, with words audio on it, right?
Hey, this is a cool one from Joseph. Joseph has said in the chat you could 3D print an on-air sign. I quite like this. You see, the world is your oyster when you've got a 3D printer, Izabela. There you go. Anyway.
So New World is opening to Mike Russell. Just be braced.
Yes, a new world is opening. Now, there is a new mod going on in the studio. I wonder if you can see it because it's showing from this angle. Those of you who are regular viewers to the show, there is a mod going on over there. So you can...
Here, I'm not going to put my fingers there.
You can't really see Izabela's at the moment. And I haven't really cable managed it because I'm just testing it. But it worked a dream. So we use Sony cameras to do the live stream in general. Actually, we have two camcorders. So that's a camcorder. That's a Sony, I think it's something AR-X33. This is also a Sony AR-X33. These are solid. These are camcorders. They're built to be on all the time. And we have never, ever had an issue with either of these. Not that one, this one or this one. We've never had an issue with these two cameras. Because they're just workhorses, they work all the time, they're brilliant. I even bought them secondhand from Amazon, and they're just fantastic. However, our Sony cameras that we use for our facial shots, because they're cleaner and crisper, don't you think? Those have had all kinds of issues. So I've got the A6300 that I'm using on my face. That's their model from 2016, I think. It's quite old. And it's always had temperature and overheating problems. So I had a fiddle with it. I switched it into airplane mode. There's a temperature tolerance setting, normal or high. So I now switch that up to high. But I also got a really, really cheap, it's like $12 or something, £10 here in the UK, Arctic little fan on a gooseneck stand. And I'm pointing it right at the back of the camera. And if I put my finger around there, not into the fan, obviously, it's ice cold. That camera is ice cold. So I tested this the last couple of days. I left the cameras on all day, and actually the camera just lasted. Even if you've got the micro USB thing plugged in and you're charging it, the charge does go down ever so slowly. So actually the camera itself runs out of power before it overheats now with this little mod, and I'm really happy with it. Like I say, it's not practical if you're a photographer using the Sony Alpha series of cameras, because you can't exactly carry the camera around and have a fan next to it. But if you're using it for live streaming like we are, then these Arctic fans on gooseneck stands for $12 are just an amazing mod for live streamers. Izabela's got one. I was disappointed actually because we also got the A6400 that I'm filming my videos on now. That's a good one. That's like the upgrade of the 6300. And we've also got the 6100 that Izabela has just over there. And the 6400 doesn't seem to suffer overheating. Sony said they sorted it out, but the 6100 I can say definitely does suffer from overheating. That's the cheaper one. I don't know why, but it does. So again, we've done the same mods on that, and it seems to be good.
There you go. So that's really, really cool. 3 minutes to go, by the way. So if you haven't submitted your script now, it's the time to do it. Absolutely. It's the time to absolutely do it. So, yeah. Yeah.
Have you got anything else to say, Izabela? Anything else that's going on at MRC you wanted to let our lovely audience know before 3 minutes time and we play that licked track of the week?
Yes. As we are approaching that time, head on over to mrc.fm/win. It kind of ties in. It ties in with licked, which we will obviously talking about right now. But currently we have a competition where if you show a really cool creative way in your YouTube video to use a specific track from John Newman, which is Stand By Me from John Newman, fantastic song.
It's a great song.
You could...
I wanna know... Oh, my reverb's not working.
Oh no!
What's happened to my reverb? Oh, hang on.
I wanted to say that Windows happened.
Don't worry. It's because I'm using a different mic on a different channel and I haven't got the reverb set.
There you go.
That's awful. That sounded terrible. Oh, there we go. Okay. Ooh.
Phew.
So I was going to say, I want to know now. Yeah, you get the idea. Anyway.
I get the idea. So, you could win our presets. The Olivia Dean presets. Win them and use them in your creation.
Sponsored by Mr. Clive, of course, who has absolutely no use for Adobe Audition presets. What on earth are they? Why would I want to make my voice sound better when it already sounds amazing?
Yeah, something like that, right? But check out the competition. It's mrc.fm/win. You have up until the 20th of June to submit your creation, and we will announce the winner live on the show on the 26th of June. So, get creative. Do something cool. And by the way, licensing that first song from Licked is completely free. So if you haven't done so already,
use our link,
which is mrc.fm/licked, LICKD, and you can get yourself first song licensed for free. So if you haven't already, get that John Newman song and get creative with it, and you could get our presets as a result.
Absolutely. So Izabela, tell us a little bit about Licked and what they're doing for creators, such as online video creators.
So Licked is essentially a platform where you can license well-known songs and use them in your creations on YouTube or social media. So they do something fantastic because they try to bring all of those big well-known songs and allow us, just normal creators, to use them and not get, the copyright strikes or cut of the monetization. So all of that is still, they battle, obviously. So head on over, check. They have amazing catalogs of songs.
They do.
The first song is on us.
It's really rather good. No, I highly encourage it. I've used a lot of Licked tracks in my own videos on the channel, in some vlogs that I've done as well. It's really, really cool stuff. So you can use pop music, chart music inside your creations, not only on YouTube, but also Facebook and Instagram. If you're not signed up already, mrc.fm/licked, LICKD. And if you go and license John Newman, Love Me Again, which is a great track, by the way, and use it in one of your videos between now and when's the closing date is?
20th of June.
And 20th of June, and send us the link. You'll be in a special draw to win my new Adobe Audition presets version 3.0. Anyway, time is flying, Izabela. It's time to play some music, isn't it?
Time to play some music.
So let's play some music. Olivia Dean, just bigged her up earlier on, Izabela. She's absolutely amazing. Really, really like her. She's got a great voice, great talent. I don't think we've heard enough of her yet. Just getting her up on the screen. Well, at least her audio waveform's up on the screen now. I think you're really going to like this. So chill out. Enjoy this next 3 minutes. Olivia Dean with Reason to Stay.
You've given your statement, the place and the time. You said a misunderstanding, that's all it was. I should believe you. We can't build love on a lie, but I'm starting to doubt you. I wonder why. If you say you love me, don't go and waste my time. If you want my love, you better mean it. One of these days, if you can't behave, I'm leaving. If you leave me no reason. If you say you love me, don't go play on my mind. If you promise me, you better keep it. One of these days, if you can't behave, I'm leaving. If you leave me no reason to stay. It's cool to be honest, it don't cost you to care, you know. Trust is a virtue that we should share. I'd never deceive you, I hope you treat me the same. But I'm starting to question what you say. If you say you love me, don't go and waste my time. If you want my love, you better mean it. One of these days, if you can't behave, I'm leaving. If you leave me no reason. If you say you love me, don't go play on my mind. If you promise me, you better keep it. One of these time. If you want my love, you better mean it. One of these days, if you can't behave, I'm leaving if you leave me no reason. If you say you love me, don't go play on my mind. If you promise me, you better keep it. One of these days, if you can't behave, I'm leaving if you leave me no reason to stay.
Nick Nimmin's in the house, my man Nick Nimmin. So that's Olivia Dean. And she's done a cool video, actually, on her Twitter, which you should really check out. Whoa, that's flashing. Look, there you go. That's Olivia Dean right there. So if you like that track and you kind of like what Olivia Dean's doing, she's from London here in the UK, then give her a bit of love on Twitter. That's her Twitter handle. It's going out in the chat now. Go over to Twitter and say, hey, I just heard your song on Free Jingle Friday, and tag us in and say, it's really, really cool. That's Olivia Dean. So she's done a track from her back garden, it looks like there, Baby Come Home, as a little video out on Twitter. And she's really good. Like I say, I got the great opportunity to see her live last year, and she was absolutely amazing. So go and give her some love on Twitter and say, yeah, just heard your track on Free Jingle Friday with Mike and Iz, and it's really cool. If, of course, you enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, Iz?
I did. It's really nice. It was one of those songs that you can just kind of, slowly...
Just chill to it. Who does she sound like? What's her musical style like? I'm trying to think.
Kind of like Nora Jones, maybe a little bit. I don't
yes,
know.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe just something like that. So, script submissions are...
Closed.
That's it. So now we are going to record your super chats and the script upgrades, and then Mike will produce them. And
absolutely. It's as simple as that. And a small disclaimer, obviously, as we work at speed here, we're very hasty here. Not too hasty. The jingles will get pumped out, kind of like a sausage factory. Is that right?
No.
But no,
we make jingles, not sausages.
Yeah, we make jingles to give you an example on this show of what jingles are like and how to make them, but not how long to spend on them, because obviously of the time restrictions of a live stream, we have to condense that time down.
Yes,
does that make sense?
We certainly do.
All right, shall we hop over into Adobe Audition? Let's close down that Olivia Dean track. We'll start a new multi-track session.
Yes.
Now, this is one last thing that I wanted to say before I get into it. And this is actually like I'm having an issue with my audio editing. I'm getting what's that? Carpet tunnel syndrome? No, carpal tunnel.
Carpet tunnel. What is the
carpet tunnel? Whoa, that's weird. The tunnel's made of carpet. No, so I'm getting this thing with me hand with me wrist, and I can't find the right mouse for me, if you know what I mean. So I'm kind of going through this thing at the moment where I'm trying out lots of different things to edit with. And I actually got this, can you see? This Amazon Basics mouse. I was like, and do you know what? The Amazon Basics mouse is surprisingly good. It feels nice in the hand. Like I could easily use that. I was also using an old EVGA mouse that I've had kicking around for a while. It's quite good, and I'm testing a few more. And actually, full disclaimer here, I'm reaching out to a lot of companies and just saying, do you make mice? Then, would you like me to test them and feature them on the channel at some point? So that's what's happening. And Corsair were one of the first people to actually help with this. So thank you, Corsair. I already use a lot of your products already, actually, as it happens. And this one, can you see here? This is the Corsair, what is it? I need to get the box. Let me get the box.
Get the box.
So it is. Oh, crikey! Threw me screwdriver everywhere. There we go. That's a little screwdriver to adjust things on it. So it's the Scimitar RGB. I think that's how you say it. The Scimitar RGB Elite. It'd be nice if I could get a bit of focus there. Come on. There we go. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Got it.
Corsair Scimitar RGB Elite. Is that how you'd say it?
Yeah, I think so.
So I haven't had enough time to fully set it up. Obviously, it's a mouse. It feels initially very ergonomic in my hand. I've been using it the last week or so. It arrived on Monday this week. And it's got a scroll wheel and everything else. Nice kind of RGB gamer lights and stuff. Sorry, trying to get it in focus. But it's got this weird thing on the side, which is like a number pad. Now this, I think for audio editors, is going to be something quite insane. I've assigned 3 hotkeys to it. I've got 3 of my most common things that I would do on the keyboard: copy, paste, and cut for Adobe Audition. So when I get into Audition, and I'm using the mouse right now, I'm going to try copy, paste, and cut. I've got on key 1, 2, and 3. It's got 12 side keys in total. That's insane. And I'm hoping over time to assign like all my Audition shortcuts to the mouse, and obviously see how it works for me. But I just wanted to give it a bit of a shout out. What do you think? Could you use a mouse like that?
Nope. I use this. And
just pure and simple. Logitech. That's old and bashed.
This is old. It's bashed because I've used it for a long time. M545. It's the best mouse in the world in my view.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, that's cool then. So let's get down to it then. I'm just going to type in. So it's 06. What's the date today? The 12th.
The 12th, yeah.
And we'll make a new session and start recording some of your jingles. And then, I'm really, really interested to try out this new mouse for editing. It already feels kind of nice and ergonomic in my hand. So hopefully it's going to work. Now, switch up mics because I'm going to work over here on the AKG for this recording, you see. So let's change. Oh, that sounds nice, doesn't it? The AKG is definitely the mic for me when it comes to voiceover.
Nice.
All right, let's get into it then. So we're starting off with the super chats. Going to start recording, and
so just hang on, just so that you know what we're going to do. As we've had a few of the below yellow super chats, we've graded them out.
Okay.
We will record them at the end if we can maybe make some distinction where they are, so that they can be tagged to the session, so those people can still get them straight after the show. Then.
Oh, that's nice. That's
see what I mean?
Very, very nice. Okay, right. Let's hop in. Let's hit record. Oh, hang on. I got to do something. This is another quirk of PC. Multitrack doesn't let you record for some reason until you open a file in the waveform view. It's weird.
That is weird.
Just PC quirks. That never used to do that on Mac.
That is weird.
I love my PC. Right. Here we go. Brecky with Bjorn.
The Quiet Storm on East Lancs Radio.
Thank you for listening for today's episode. For questions, please email blindtechtalk@gmail.com.
These are the 80s at 8, now on Radio 251. From the village of Summerdale, an extra long mix continues with Kenny on Ziggy Radio.
Blind Cafe presents It's Time to Raise a Little Country Cane with the all-new Nashville Now with your DJ Foxy Lady J. History, Clubland and funky house beats, the best in old school dance and club classics with DJ Mackie, the original renegade, on virtual DJ radio and playdj.tv. Stand by, connecting you to connecting you to Katie & Co. Workstation. For one-on-one help, reach out at katie.co. You're listening to Tom Barron, defining the impossible and questioning the incredible.
You are listening to Gilbert and Singh podcast, coming straight from the heart of Dubai.
At your bedside, on TuneIn, and now on your smart speaker, Neil Fraser on Grampian Hospital Radio.
This is Nashville Radio Show with your weekly fix of country bluegrass, Americana, and a little bit of folk.
What? So try that again. I'm sure you made everyone laugh then.
Thanks.
Little bit of, let's move on. This is a safe work stream, Izabela. Come on.
So
pull it back together. Folk.
Yeah, no, that's it. Sorry.
Careful.
This is the Nashville Radio Show with your weekly fix of country bluegrass, Americana, and a little bit of folk from around the world.
Good. I just got an update. Actually, I can see Katie's just given me an update, so I'll do that one again. Stand by. Connecting you to the Katie & Co. Workstation. For one-on-one help, reach out at katie.co. DJ Telly T, spinning all the classic oldies but goodies.
Your weekend starts on Thursday night with Soul Street 69.
Old-time classics from the 40s and 50s. God, that is old. Music therapy with Dr. Mitch at 470theriver.com. No copay free music. Is that cool?
That's that's cool.
Oh, now we're going to tag on the yellow super chats and below yellow.
The below yellows, yes.
Okie dokie.
So all the greys out. So go from the top and we can exchange.
Alternate. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's not a good view, is it? Let's sit back down. That's not very charming, was it? Okay. Okay. This is the Friday mixtape on Sesh Radio with Andy Dighton.
This is Sesh Radio, the home of great music.
Oh no, someone spotted my pants. You're listening to iPanda Indie. I'm not done yet, and neither are you.
This is Sesh Radio, playing all your favorite tunes.
DJ. We've done that one already.
Telly-T.
Yeah.
No, we haven't.
I did.
Where?
I think you've had it twice. Once for me and once...
No.
Okay, it's greyed out as well.
So just record it. It doesn't matter.
DJ Telly-T, spinning all the oldies but goodies. And the final one's for me. Give me them tunes and set me free with Dan Morgan is where I want to be. And just a side note here, that grey is quite hard to read.
I know. We'll sort
spreadsheet.
it out later.
But never mind. It's just an aesthetic thing on my monitor.
Dear.
Right. Okay, we're going to get down to some serious production. Serious production? I don't know about serious.
I think that, yes.
We'll get down to some production. Right, I'm already thinking now of hotkeys that I want to assign on this Scimitar, like Corsair mouse. I want one to kind of zip up the waveforms, normalize them really quickly. That's something I'm doing all the time. I'm thinking on the fly. And then once I've figured out all the short keys that I need, then I'm going to make a video about all the short keys I assign to this 12 mouse beast thingy. If I can think of 12 shortcuts, maybe you can help me in the chat with that, because that's a lot of shortcuts, right?
Yeah.
Right, let's save these files. I've now normalized. Now, one of the cool things I'm going to do is go into declutter mode on the presets, disarm the recording mode here, move these kind of a little bit out the way now. That's quite a lot out the way, actually. And then I'm going to bring this in. Now, one of the coolest things, now I've got this key assigned. Let's play back a bit.
It's Tom.
Okay. One more before
Brecky with Bjorn.
There we go. Let's cut this here and cut this here. That's what I need to assign. I need to assign delete to the mouse as well. That would be handy. But I've got cut assigned. Look at that. Cut like that is amazing. And I can bring this down, and maybe I need some zoom keys assigned to those keys. You see, there's all kinds of things, Izabela, that I can kind of, I definitely need delete assigned as a key on the mouse. That would be super handy. So I need to write this down really. Right, okay. Let's get this all over here. But what I can do now is I can start producing things with the effects here. Hang on, my workspace went a bit wonky. There we go, that's better. Into the effects rack. No, sorry, media browser. Where are we here? And we'll find what we got. Right, okay, cool. So drone. This could be good. And we need like a nice bit of echo, I think, going on the Brecky with Bjorn. So let's do so. So we've got this here, and that's going to be
Brecky.
I think I should assign play.
Brecky.
A little play to the mouse as well.
Brecky with
which library are we using today? A Renegade Maxter is asking.
Music Radio Creative Production Library number 2 is being used today. Number two.
All right.
What have we got here? So we're going to take that and place that in there. So we've got this.
Brecky with Bjorn.
And that needs to be dry at the end, so it's like
Brecky with Bjorn.
Okay, let's bring that in a bit more.
Brecky with Bjorn.
Nice, that's quite good, isn't it? Quite like that, if I do say so myself. So that works. On to the next one. Still quite haven't got used to scrolling with the PC though. It's a bit weird. Right, we've got this here. Oh yes, this is you. Yeah, I really have not got used to scrolling on a PC yet in Audition. That's a side note. Okay. Oh, I like this. I like where this is going. So the quiet storm, and then let's bring that effect in a little bit.
Quiet storm on East Lang.
Let's move that out.
Quiet storm on East Langs Radio.
Hang on.
On East Langs Radio.
There's a bit of mouth clicking going on there. So over to spectral frequency display.
On East Langs. On East.
Oh, there's the offending click. Can you see it? Let me marquee select it for you. You're clicky, Izabela. You're clicky there and clicky there. So let's de-click you. Really simple. I have shown this in detail, by the way, on a previous video I did about just getting rid of any kind of weird artifacts going on. There you go. Let's give it a second pass. And again over here. That little high end there. There we go.
On East Langs Radio.
And there's a click over here, isn't there? You can see it. Bright as day. There. There we go. Hopefully that declicking has worked. Let's have a look.
Quiet storm on East Langs Radio.
Demarque wants to know LED lights. Most of them are Philips Hue in here, but we do have some LifeX as well. And they're really good because you can they're fully addressable. So you can have spinning lights like this, which is really nice. You can't do that with Philips Hue. Right, on to the next jingle. Let's bring this in here.
Thank you for listening to...
Oh, what we got here? Oh, this
Thank you for listening.
Okay, so we'll bring this one in here.
Thank you for listening for today's... Thank you for listening for today's episode. For questions, please...
Okay, for questions, that's going up there.
For questions, please email blindtechtalk.
And then we'll bring in...
For questions, please email blind... For questions, please email...
Please email...
For questions, please email blindtech...
Bring that in
For
better.
questions, please email blindtechtalk@gmail.com.
Cutting out the breath there in the center. Bring it down.
Talk@gmail.
Oh, zoom that in a bit. Let's just tighten this up.
@gmail.com.
And zoom out. Make a little edit there. Yeah, I definitely need to get delete assigned as a hotkey.
@gmail.com.
There we go. And fade out at the end. Okay, let's move on to this.
These are the 80s at 8. Now on Radio 251.
That's cool. And what have we got
From the
here?
village of Sun.
That's another jingle there. Okay, cool. So
These are the...
these are the 80s at 8.
These are the 80s at 8. 8.
Now, one really cool thing I can do with the presets and the hotkeys, hopefully on this mouse. Let's see. So I should be able to do that and hit hotkey 1 on the mouse and then hit hotkey 2. Oh yeah, look at that. That's nice. So I'm copying and pasting using my mouse.
8.
So let's just make sure.
8.
And then we'll just do a little bit of stutter pitching there.
These are the 80s at 8.
So I can do that. That's quite a nice thing to be able to do. Let's bring in some short stuff.
The 80s at 8. Now on Radio 251.
All right, 251. Let's double that up a little bit. Oh, see, old habits die hard. I was using the keyboard to copy that. I should have just used the mouse.
251.
How funny.
But it is what it is, right? I will get used to it eventually. But the thing is, I'm a bit worried of setting up lots of hotkeys on this mouse and, really, really enjoying using it.
From the village of Summerdale.
Oh, we're on to the next jingle.
Extra long mix
So then I get really used to it and then I can never use any mouse ever again. Because I'll be like, I can't do all the things, And then when I go to give demonstrations and they haven't got one of these, I guess I can bring it in, can't I? It'll be like, I can't edit without my mouse.
From the village of Summerdale.
My specific mouse. I need a certain type of mouse, otherwise I can't do it. What is it? A bad workman always blames.
From the village of Summerdale, an extra long mix continues.
I know, you should be able to work with anything you're given, right? It shouldn't
You really
matter.
An extra long mix continues with Kenny on Ziggy.
If you know what you're doing, it should just work, right?
With Kenny on Ziggy.
And And then Ziggy Radio is going to be EQ'd up here.
On Ziggy Radio.
Obviously, the stuff that I'm making here, we're going through at pace, 3 to 5 minutes on each jingle. At Music Radio Creative, when our producers work on your orders that you place on the website, obviously they cost a little bit more on the website, but we get a dedicated producer who will usually spend an hour to 90 minutes on most orders and not a short amount of time. So here, you kind of get a bit of a cheaper price if you decide to upgrade and get something produced. And obviously, I'm producing it at bulk. So
And you do it live on the show.
I do it live on the show as well, Izabela. So that's all the things that happen there. Let's move this in. Thank you, Nick. Nick Nimin, who says, love the template to shift the voices around. Those are my presets, Izabela.
Yay! Yay, absolutely. Yeah.
That was a cue for you to say mrc.fm.
/presets. Sorry, I was just like somewhere away with the fairies there, just reading.
Clearly were.
Yeah. No.
Thinking about all the things I can 3D print later for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Making my list.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh,
Yeah.
you see, I've unlocked something here.
Thanks so much, Nick, for a really nice recommendation, by the way.
That's it.
Yay.
Oh, we got phone tones. Let's use one of those. I'm going to put that in there and this in here. Let's play this.
Blind Cafe presents It's Time to Raise a Little
Okay, hang on. This is going country, so I'm going to try and help here and actually use some country. It'd be cool, wouldn't it, if I used some country music in a country music jingle? If I got country, which I have.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's time to raise.
See? Even though I produce fast, when I'm able to, I try to bring in something
It's
relevant.
time to raise a little country cane.
And we need something a bit more. That's cool. Let's pop that in.
Time to raise a little country cane with the all-new Nashville Now.
And then ending out on this.
Now with your DJ Foxy.
Oh, let's bring in that tone now.
Now with your DJ Foxy Lady J.
That's the one. Oh, hang on. Let's just bring this in here and this in here.
DJ Foxy Lady J.
Qual Comedy says I could 3D print a new birdhouse. I guess I could. It would be a very small birdhouse though, because I haven't got much print space on there. But you can make some pretty cool things. I saw this like crazy YouTube video. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about the topic, and people print like skulls and things like that. It's like,
Why would you print a skull?
I know, right? Really weird. But you can print some cool stuff. Like I think the kids are going to love it. I'm not going to tell them about it until I've set it up and got it working, because otherwise it'll be like, when have you got the printer working? Is the printer working yet?
Yeah.
Is it working? No, I need to configure it. It's not working properly. Is it working yet? Is it working yet? Is it working yet? Have you got it working yet? Did you get it working yet? Is it set up yet? Is it working yet? But when it does work and I've got it all the kinks ironed out, I'm essentially going to say, you now have an unlimited amount of toys. And all I need to buy is filament. That's actually a really cheap way, right, of like keeping kids entertained. Especially in these times, right? You want a new toy? I'm going to print it for you. I'll print it for you.
It can become very expensive very fast.
I know.
History.
But the cool thing is, like, I actually was thinking about MRC, and that's why I actually bought like 3D print filament in MRC brand colors, because I was like, I can 3D print things for MRC for the studio, and it will look really cool.
No. Can we just clarify?
It's just another one of my projects.
It will not look really cool, and it's like,
don't worry,
there's no way it will.
It's definitely not a business expense. This is my own personal hobby, by the way, Izabela. Just in case you were worrying there. Okay, back to it.
History.
Clubland and funky house beats.
The best in old school dance and club classics.
Now, I wonder if I can whack in some music underneath that, because that might work. What we got here?
It was very bangy.
Gregory's LOLing on my last comment, I think.
History.
Clubland and funky house beats.
The best in old...
Right, let's end it there. Yeah. Gregory says we could be like the Ozzy Osbourne house with like skulls everywhere.
Yeah.
You like that? I'll print you a skull.
House beats.
The best in old school dance and club classics.
With
DJ Mackie.
DJ Mackie.
DJ Mackie.
With DJ Mackie.
The original Renegade.
Bring this down here. Ooh, what happened there? That's it.
Renegade on virtual DJ radio and playdj.tv.
And playdj.tv needs to be EQ'd a little bit up there. There we go.
Radio and playdj.tv.
Play DJ. Oh, let's make use of one of my mouse shortcuts. There you go. That was done with the mouse. That worked quite well, didn't it? Let's move this in.
.tv.
There we go.
.tv.
Okie dokie.
Stand by. Connecting. YouTube. Oh.
Hang on. Now that was a retake, wasn't it? I remember that.
For one-on-one help, reach out at katie.co.
And then we got another one there. So let's go ahead, zoom right out, and what's going on here? Yeah.
World.
Good. I just got an update. Actually, I can.
Yeah. Let's cut that. And yeah, I was mentioning about the PC issue earlier, like my Soundcraft desk, same Soundcraft desk. When I was recording on a Mac, absolutely no artifacts in the background, whereas on a PC, listen, this is the background sound.
Oh my gosh.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
You have to listen carefully, but there's
hear it.
Just a tiny like that in the background. That exact same setup. All I've done is plug the USB from a Mac to a PC, and I get that now. So I don't know if I need to be using the MME or the Wasapi in my audio setup. I need to go down a rabbit hole there with the Soundcraft specifically, because I've got a feeling after reading the comments it is a Soundcraft thing, and figure it out, because it's the same setup, just a PC instead of a Mac. And it's not as good, and I need to iron that kink out, ideally.
You're listening to Tom Barron.
Hang on, that's the wrong one. So we've got this here.
Stand by. Connecting you to the Katie & Co. workstation for one.
Okay, that's good. And what have we got over here?
DJ Telly T, spinning all the classic old...
Okay, that's going to stay in there. So we're going to put that in there, and then we're going to go back to our sound effects. What we got here? Static. Have I seen 2 new super chats being added to the sheet?
Yes,
we need to do
the couple we've missed out, so there will be 2 more we will need to record at the end.
Coolio. Right, let's bring this in.
Stand by. Connecting you to the Katie & Co. work.
Right, let's copy and see. Like, even though I've got the shortcuts on a mouse, I still reach for the keyboard to copy and paste.
Connecting you to the Katie & Co. workstation for one.
There we go.
For one-on-one help.
Let's go for pad. Thanks. I do occasionally flick over to the comments. I can see microphone questions being asked there. And thank you, Dan, for mentioning the mic.
For one-on-one help, reach out at katie.co.
.co, I think, needs, again, copy and paste with the mouse. There we go. Right, let's zoom back out. And we've got this one.
DJ Telly T.
DJ Telly T.
DJ Telly T, spinning
all the classic oldies but goodies.
Telly T,
spinning all the classic oldies but goodies.
And then we need to cut that there and pull that in here. Oh.
Goodies.
Tighten that one up a bit.
Goodies.
There we go.
You're listening to Tom Barron, defining the impossible and questioning the...
This one's going up there, and we're going to fade this off at the end. Tom Barron. This is coming in here.
You're listening to Tom Barron,
defining the impossible and questioning the incredible.
Questioning the incredible. Tighten this up a little bit. Let's bring this in here.
Questioning the incredible.
Oh, that's nice. Let's use that as the look for our next thing. What have we got here? Hang on. I'm getting all out of sync. Probably not the best idea. Let's pull all these voiceovers down here and zoom back in. So, we have got this one here.
You are listening to Gilbert and Singh podcast, coming straight from the heart of Dubai. Podcast coming straight from the heart of Dubai.
Of Dubai.
Heart of Dubai.
Let's copy and paste. Ooh, I'm actually getting used to this.
Straight from the heart of Dubai.
Maybe move that up a little bit.
Straight from the heart of Dubai.
It's mesmerizing with the colors, isn't it, Marty?
Yeah.
Being an Audacity user. Yes, I know. That is one thing Audition is famous for, having lots of very pretty colors when you're in the workspace. Essentially, it's not that different. You're just working in a multi-track.
You are listening to...
Where you simply have multiple different audio files and you're mixing them together, and anything that's on top of the other plays at the same time. Really, that's how the multi-track's working here. Let's bring that in at the start. What have we got here?
You are listening to Gilbert and Singh podcast, coming straight from the heart of Dubai.
There we go. What have we got here? Oh.
You are listening to Gilbert and Singh podcast, coming straight from the heart of Dubai.
Okay.
Nice.
On there, yeah.
That was
At your
good.
bedside.
That's cool. I remember when we went to Dubai and we saw
remember
Richard Hammond and James May.
We did. That was really fun.
Yes,
So.
they were having a curry after filming Top Gear, which was, well, yeah, it was Top Gear back in the day.
No, it wasn't Top.
Oh no, it was the Great Thingy on Amazon.
It was the Amazon thing. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever that was, the Great Tour, Great Adventure. Yeah, that was
fun. It was really fun.
very, very fun. Right, let's play this.
At your bedside on TuneIn.
Oh, we're a little bit too high in the mix there. Let's bring this up.
At your bedside on
We didn't see Clarkson though.
No, we didn't.
Unfortunately.
He was not present.
No.
At your bedside on TuneIn and now on your smart speaker.
And then we've got this coming up here.
Smart speaker.
Neil
Smart speaker.
Fraser.
Smart speaker.
Neil Fraser.
Smart speaker.
Neil Fraser on Grampian Hospital Radio.
Let's just tighten that up a bit.
Fraser on Grampian Hospital Radio.
Thanks, Dan, for correcting me. The Grand Tour, of course.
Yeah.
This is Nashville.
Good show, actually. I enjoyed watching that. It's like Amazon are making good things at the moment. Netflix are making good things.
Yeah, we are into Upload, are we? We
Yeah,
really love Upload.
Upload, which is on Amazon, right?
Yeah, it is on Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
What?
cool.
It's a really good one. Really good one. Hang on, I'm just going to scrub through this. 'Cause
It's kind of good comedy, Dan.
I'm sure you made.
Seriously.
I'm sure you made everyone. Careful.
hang on, that's where you did your funny thing. Got to edit this. So this was... What have we got here? Hang on.
This is
And then this.
this.
All right, cool. That's the next bit of the jingle. Okay, so that's all contained. That's brilliant. Makes it nice and straightforward. So let's bring that in, this in, and we'll also go back to our music area and bring in... Let's play it.
This is the Nashville Radio Show with your
Now I'm going to do a stutter here, and of course it should be easy as pie using this. Okay, so that's going to go up there, and then I'm just going to copy and very, very quickly and simply paste like that. This is one feature I'm really liking on my macro mouse here.
with your weekly fix of country. This is the Nashville Radio Show with your
It'd be nice if I could pan that from left to right. So let's see if it's going to play the game with me. Oh, yeah. Let's take the pan over there, take the pan over there, pan over there.
show with your weekly fix of country bluegrass, Americana, and a little bit of folk
And then we need to get out at that point.
from around.
All right, and then we need some false reverb so that bed ends nicely.
from around the world.
And around the world needs to have a little bit of this on it.
Folk from around the world.
And then that's a finished product. Right, let's see how much we got left. And we have got, just a few here.
Your weekend starts on Thursday night with Soul Street 69.
Okay, so that's one there. Then we've got this one here.
Old-time classics from the 40s and 50s. Music Therapy with Dr. Mitch at 470theriver.com.
Okay, that's another one. What have we got here?
No copay, free music. Is that? Now we're going to tag on the yellow super chats and below. Below.
Okay, so we're producing up until that point, basically.
Yeah, and there are just a couple more that you need to record and produce.
So we may as well get those in the can now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring those down ready to produce over here, and then we'll go into our sessions and we'll just record. Is it just for me?
Just for you.
Okay, cool. So that's pretty straightforward then. So in that case,
are you saying that it wouldn't be straightforward if it was for me?
No, of course it's straightforward. Either way, don't want to dig any further into a hole here. So I'm just going to go into my Audition here and set it up so I can just record onto the end of this mail voice session file. So it will appear, these two extra super chats will appear at the end of this file, lengthening the file. Check. 1, 2. Okay, I'll just fade you down for a second. Dolly Fan TV with Andy Crust. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter for all things Dolly. Thanks for tuning in to Morning Praise with your host, DJ Nick, on WFNKradio.com and TuneIn the app. DJ Nick, sorry. Thanks for tuning in to Morning Praise with your host, DJ Nick, on WFNKradio.com and TuneIn the app. There we go. That's cool.
Nice.
I just had a thought, actually. Hang on.
Yeah.
Go quiet for a second. Just for a second. Just go quiet. Hang on, quiet. Just checking something, sorry. It's funny to do this on a live stream, right? Yeah. No. It was my theory that we were getting a bit of hiss on our recording lines because I've set up your Tascam a bit differently. I've given you your own DBX, and I was like, I wonder if that's why things are a bit more hissy. Maybe it's not the PC. I don't know. Right. Let's see. So we're going to bring in something else here at the end.
Thanks for tuning in to Morning Praise with your host, DJ Nick. Morning Praise.
Okay, so we've got it. Okay, so we've got this here and this here. These are extras that have been tagged on. They didn't come in past the time. It's just they weren't on the script initially. That's what it is.
Free music.
Okay, so that's closing down. So we've got 5 more jingles to prepare here.
Woo-hoo.
Thanks, Dolly.
There we go, and that's looking good here.
Tuning in to more.
Okay, and now we're looking really good. Okay, so let's crack on with this and make it happen because I know that you're enjoying it, essentially. So let's bring this in over here.
Your weekend starts.
Let's bring that in here. Let's go back. Sound effects. Okay, let's bring that in, and we'll bring in a pad. All right, let's bring this in on another channel here, and we've got this here.
Your weekend starts on Thursday night with
copy, paste.
Night with Soul Street 69. Night with Soul Street 69. Night with Soul Street 69. Night with Soul Street 69.
That's cool.
Night with Soul Street.
And then tighten this up here at the end over there.
With Soul Street 69.
There we go. So let's bring that fade in there, and then we've got this one over here to produce up. Oh, that's a nice intro. I quite like it.
Old-time classics from Old-time classics. Old-time classics from the 40s.
I'm going to mellow that one down a bit. Let's see if I can find something nice and easy. We don't want old-time classics from the 40s and 50s. Sometimes finding softer effects. It's a challenge.
Old-time,
because they're all quite in your face.
Old-time classic.
Old-time, no, the piano needs to be at the classics bit. So let's move that over a bit more.
Old-time classics from the 40s.
And then just ever so slightly bring the volume down at the peak.
Classics. Old-time classics from the 40s and 50s.
Perhaps.
Classics from the 40s.
And let's end it on a cold out, so that can go up there.
Six from the 40s and 50s.
There we go. Keep it nice and easy on that one. Okay. What's next? 3 more jingles to produce. Thanks as always for getting involved this week. We really appreciate it.
Music therapy with Dr. Mitch at 4.
Oh, now I can have fun again with my slick copying and pasting, hopefully. Yeah.
Music therapy with music therapy. Music therapy with Dr. Mitch.
That fits.
With Dr. Mitch at
Okay, again I can select and cut there and pull that up there.
With Dr. Mitch.
With Dr. Mitch.
470 The River.
.com.
.com.
.com. Oh, that's cool. And then that'll come in there.
No copy. No copy. Free music.
Let's move that out.
.com. No copy. Free.
Okay, two more to produce over here and here. That's definitely nice. Let's put that in there. All right, let's bring this in.
Dolly Fan TV with Andy Crust. Dolly Fan TV with Andy.
Let's keep that a little bit lighter. Let's move.
Dolly Fan TV with Andy Crust. Check us. Andy Crust. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter for all things Dolly.
There we go. And finally, there's this one over here.
There was a slight hiccup you need to do at the end.
Yes.
When it says "and tune in the app," it should be "and the tune in app." So you've got to re-record and say "and the tune
YouTube
app."
and Twitter for all things.
Which one is that?
It's
the
at the
previous
very
one?
end.
Oh.
And tune in the app.
Yeah, and the tune in app.
Was that incorrect in the script?
It was incorrect in the script, so yeah.
And tune in the app.
But we are nice people, we
And
correct
tune in
things.
the app.
So what do I need to say?
Tune in the app.
And the tune in
the
app.
And the tune in app.
And
Yeah.
tune.
Okay, cool. Let's just do it now. Hang on, quiet please. And the tune in app. There we go. Should do it.
And the tune in app.
There you go, Pep.
Check us out on Facebook.
Okay, so we've got this going
Thanks
on
for-
here. Let's pull that in there. Let's get a bit of a music bed maybe going on underneath this one. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Or maybe we need sound effects. Whoosh. Oh.
Thanks for tuning in to Morning Praise with your host, DJ Nick.
DJ Nick. And then we'll pull that up there. Pop that in over here.
DJ Nick on WFNK. DJ Nick. DJ Nick on WFNKradio.com. And the tune.
And the TuneIn app, which is going to be apparent now.
And the TuneIn app.
Let's pull that in there, cut that off there, pull that in there, fade that out there. Select this and this, bring that in.
Boom. And the TuneIn app.
There we go. Alrighty, that's a full fat
That's
session
a wrap.
over there. Is that cool?
That's a wrap.
So that's pretty much it for the production of the show. We're quite early today, Izabela. I mean, you know, we could go for another 10 or 15 minutes potentially, depending on how you're feeling.
Yeah,
I'm always quite aware of you as our audience. You give us your time every week. You come here. Your time's important. Sometimes we understand that you're doing other things while the stream is on. You're not always like 100% watching the stream in full 1080p HD, by the way. But yeah, if you want to ask some questions now, we will stick around for another 10 minutes and answer your questions, anything you got for us. If not, we'll respect your time and get out of here. But maybe there are some questions there that may be answered.
Absolutely. So yeah, really good production. Just a quick reminder, all of those jingles that Mike has just produced will be available after the show at mrc.fm/FJF. Everything else, so all the free submissions that you've submitted through mrc.fm/script will be recorded and posted at the same link, so mrc.fm/FJF by Monday. So effectively keep checking there. They are uploaded as one long file, so you need to download that big file and find your jingle in there. There will be a split. There will be one file for Mike, one for Izabela. So you've selected the voice, so you will know which one to look at, but you will need to download the whole file and find your jingle in there.
Indeed. So there are some questions here. We've got Casey, who wants to know how you get the Roadcaster Pro working on multi-tracking via USB with a PC. Yeah, by default, that doesn't always work. I've noticed that. I haven't myself tried it, but I've seen others trying to plug it and work it. But I remember there is a solution. You might want to snoop around the Rode website, because I'm pretty sure they have officially posted an answer. But it's not as simple as Mac. Plug it in and it just works. With PC, you have to kind of fiddle about. I know, Izabela, this is your moment to like say, I told you about the PC. It's like, you know, that's like Mac. All right, Mac. Let me just say, I love PC and I love Mac. It just works. It just works. But now I'm a power PC user here in the studio with a 3-monitor PC setup. I realize the power of a PC, and I'm kind of like, when I use my MacBook, I've still got a MacBook Pro. I'm like, oh, this is like, you know, this is like a, you know, look at this. Everything's just like big and bubbly and friendly. And anyway, I know. Let's not start that one again.
Seriously, I don't think you could pay me to move to PC. Like literally, you could not pay me. There would be no amount of money.
$1,000.
No.
Okay. It's definitely not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. No, absolutely. Like literally, no amount of money would sway me towards using a PC. Like I'm just such a hardcore Mac user. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Is that so true? Seriously? My goodness. Well, you know, you might be right.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Now, we do have more questions coming in. Dan says, what about 10 mil? Would that swing it? I don't know. You'd get used to it, wouldn't you? Katie says, I'm using Reaper. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Okay, Reaper. I played with Reaper once or twice. Never really got into it. I know that a lot of their plugins are free and open source to download. A lot of OBS studio users actually do that, from what I understand. My space looks like a computer hoarder. So does mine, Gregory. I'm a Mac man, says Dan, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Won't hold it against you. Best settings on the SM7B. I would say these ones. You can't see though very well. I've done a video actually on setting up the DBX for the SM7B, the 286S, but it's not out yet. So watch this space, watch this channel, subscribe to youtube.com/musicradiocreative. There is a video about it. Gosh, we've restarted the Mac PC debate. I know they're both good for different purposes. I don't like or dislike either one. I just know I'm using PC, okay? Where would you recommend buying sound effects from, says Chris on Periscope. Izabela.
Head on over to mrc.fm/SFX. We have plenty. We literally have plenty.
Got loads. All your sound effects, we got them here.
Loads and loads and loads. Plenty. Some are actually currently on offer. I'm just trying to remember what we've got on offer in our store right now. We usually have at least one. Yeah, the Volume 6 is currently at 50% off. So we've used Volume 6 in the past on the show. Volume 6. Just head on over to musicradiocreative.com. You'll find your way around there. Plenty of stuff in there. By the way, I was just looking at our merch store, and I've seen many of you purchasing our new t-shirts. It's really great to see that you.
What, like this one? I work out. I work out.
Hang on. Oh, like that one.
I work out. Oh, my ears. Hang on. You want to see ears?
Yeah, that's is. There we go. Keep calm.
Keep calm. And actually, I really like that.
Yeah.
I really like your keep calm and produce on.
Yeah.
With the MRC logo at the top, which is also very nice indeed.
So awesome to see many of you actually grabbing those t-shirts. They're really nice. We use a company called Teespring. The quality is really nice. We've washed those a few times now.
Some of them come like with the stuff printed on, like yours comes with like white stuff printed on. I'm not so much of a fan of those kind of shirts, but this one, for instance, it's like, I don't know the difference in printing. It's actually printed into the material, into the fabric. It's really, really nice. So the best thing about t-shirts like this, the I Work Out My Ears one, which is available via our merch store, is that it won't fade over time. It might bobble. I don't know. It might bobble. Hopefully it doesn't, because it's a quality product.
Hopefully. We will let you know as we as we effectively
keep watching this stream, and if this is like totally torn and ripped after a year, then you'll know.
Yeah, you will know.
Rob says my MRC mug finally arrived. Yay. That's really cool. I was asking, do you use on computer laptop? What are you asking, Anton? That must be connected to something else that you were asking earlier. Sorry, I missed it. You might need to ask again. Renna's in the house. Hi, Renna. Nice to see you there. Let's scroll down and see what else we've got. Any other questions? How much money would you spend maximum on microphones? Well, that all depends. Spice FM 107 TV on what it's for. That's the lexicon reverb that I just knocked out by mistake.
I think that perhaps Mr. Clive wants to say hello.
No, definitely not.
He wants to say hello. He's like, come on, bring me back to life.
No way. Thanks, Clumpy Ice, for the star graphics inside Mixer. You're watching us on Mixer now. So, how much to spend on a microphone? I think if you're just starting, $100 is about a good price point. $120, £100 here in the UK, something like that. $200 in Australia. 1,000 rupees if you're watching somewhere else. I don't know. Something like that. So 100 is a good sort of ballpoint figure for, your dollars, your euros, your all of that, your pounds. That's what I'd say to start with. But it's like everything. It's like you get started on a model that costs you about 100. Yeah, something around 100 is good. And then you work your way up. It's just like with any hobby or anything you're working on. Like at the moment, as mentioned earlier in the stream, I just got myself into 3D printing. I'm really excited about this. But I didn't buy, your fancy schmancy pants, $2,000 3D printer, because I'd probably break it. And you'd be like, well, that was a waste of money. I bought a printer that's like under $200. It's very, very cheap. I don't expect massive results from it. But everywhere I read comments, like I did a lot of research. I went to Amazon. I researched on Amazon. And I also researched on places like Reddit, places that I trust. And everyone was saying, this is you're not going to be printing fancy, fancy pants things on this, but it's a $200 thing. And if you want to get started, get this 3D printer. And it's the same with mics. If you want to get started, $100 is about your starting point. But if you want to get good, $1,000 is your starting point. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. And there is a big difference in how the microphone sounds. There are some microphones at the £200 price range that sound absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And I would say, actually, in all honesty, so listening to different qualities, I would say that $100 is not enough. If you want a good microphone, you do need to have at least $250 to spend.
You do. Yeah, that's even better.
I mean, honestly,
then you get a really good mic.
Like $100 is really not enough.
Yeah, 100 is like really like, I'm not sure if I want to be doing this.
$100 is like,
I want to buy twice.
If I like recording in the first place.
$100 is like, I want to buy twice, probably. But anyway,
that's
Kevin Fields in the house. Hello, you're also a legend. Going back to that whole debate, you can spend as much as little as you want. I mean, I love to watch other channels here on YouTube and figure out what other creators are using. And I watched the Alpha Gaming channel a few days ago, and he did a great tutorial on audio settings for Twitch, and I was very interested in the video he made. And he did a really good example where he uses as his main microphone the Blue Kiwi, which is a wonderful green microphone. And as you well know, Izabela, the Blue Kiwi is $2,000.
Yeah.
And then he
crazy.
switched over from, which he was running it through some processor, so it sounded good, obviously. But then he switched over to like a $20 like newer mic that he got from Amazon for $20. Again, he processed it nicely through whatever processor he had. And it sounded just as good. You know, it sounded fine. You know, it's like, I don't know if it was $20 or $200. But anyway, he went between a
There's
2,000
a bit
and
of a
200.
difference, Mike. $20 and $200. There is just a tiny bit of difference, don't you think? No?
If you get a really cheap mic, but you process it well, I'm betting you can make it sound good, okay?
Well, you probably will
That's
need
my
to buy
challenge.
something like DBX, right? To get it processed really well.
Throw me a cheap mic as long as it's not like, you know, like really, really terrible, and I'll make it sound good. That's my guarantee to you.
There you go. There you are.
So, yeah, £20, Dan Morgan. What else have we got? What do you think about the pod mic from Rode and the Procaster? Yeah, no, you know, Rode are solid. They make some good microphones.
Yeah.
Everything I've used from Rode, I've liked. So that's my opinion on Rode. What else have we got? Anything else? What about condenser or dynamic? Well, that's the thing. I use condensers for voiceovers. Dynamics are good if you're in a podcast environment. Shure SM7B is a really unique dynamic mic, and it's really, really cool, Izabela.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's a different mic. It does require a little bit of setup, though. It's not a mic that you can plug and play easily, though, can you?
That's it. No.
Yeah.
We've got about 5 more minutes, so get your questions in. If you want anything else answered before we kind of go away. The reason we're doing this is because I didn't spend that long on production today, so I wanted to not just end the stream early and give you some time here. Interesting one. The Hampshire studio says DBX286S is the daddy of mic processing.
Oh,
yes.
absolutely.
Does anyone out there know anything that can rival the DBX286S? Not that I'm looking to switch, but I was just like, recently we were having this discussion, weren't we? It's like, is there actually any other processor that does everything the DBX does, which is the high pass filter, the gain boost, the compressor, the de-esser, the enhancer, the gate, which is so important for podcasters who need to get rid of background sound, and then an output boost on the gain. Any other processor that does that, if you know of one, post it in the comments, because I cannot find one anywhere.
I don't think there is one that exists, to be honest. So there you go. Yeah,
and the Hampshire studio also got 2 Lewitt 440s, which we recently reviewed on the channel.
Really good mics.
Good mics, aren't they?
Really
You were
good mics.
using
I
one.
really enjoyed using mine. It's really nice. I especially like the fact that I don't like microphones with a big muffs to kind of covering them, you know, the pop filter thingies.
Absolutely.
And I really liked the Lewitt for the fact that it has that kind of metal clip-on little pop filter, which really works very well. So.
Look at that. Student FM has just said the TC Electronic Finalizer apparently is a rival to the DBX286S. Really?
I don't know.
I'm Googling it now as we speak. TC Electronic Finalizer. And I do want to actually... finalizer.com, is that where you go? All right, I'm really, really curious. Is that it? Finalizer by TC Electronic, master like a pro, sound like a hit. Well, that's the thing. You know, I'm worried that might be made for musicians and singers. We're talking about streamers and podcasters here. Anything that brings on the DBX286S. I was looking at Tascam, another company that make good stuff, and I was looking at their rack units, and they have one, and it's like got Antares auto-tune built in for singers, but it's not really what creators would want to use, Izabela.
No, so yeah, DBX is definitely the way, and I would say that if you have a microphone, you really need a DBX. It's like that's like one thing that you need in your life. The difference it makes to the microphone, to any microphone, is just absolutely amazing. I still remember the wow factor when,
it's insane.
I was just, years ago. I remember when we didn't have the DBX units in this room, just as straight after the room was built, and I remember Mike plugging the DBXs in, and it was like, wow, seriously?
It's a difference.
That was the difference. It was like, whoa.
So Demarki, as Dan has said, you pay between $300-400, maybe $400 for a Shure SM7B. Looking at this TC Electronic Finalizer, it looks to me like it's made for musicians primarily. You've got all your little analyzers. It looks like it's got a software interface, which is pretty interesting. And I can't see, it comes with like a rack unit, but I think, it's just not as easy as the DBX, and I bet it costs more. And the attractive thing to creators, at least, about the DBX is it's like $150, $200. That's affordable and decent, and it processes one mic. Other people are shouting out in here. Gosh, we've got quite a few shout outs. Dan Morgan says Behringer processors. Let's move on. TL Audio 5051 says Student FM. Anything else that you'd like to say, Izabela, before we do make a move?
I would say that... no, there is not much more. If you can, I've asked about it just a little bit earlier in the show. If you are using Mike's Adobe Audition presets or any of the presets, in fact, that we provide from Music Radio Creative, please leave us a review. You can go into the product page for the presets, and at the very bottom, you can scroll down and leave a review. We would really appreciate that. And it would be fantastic. In fact, I am kind of brewing over some competition there to encourage users to obviously leave an honest feedback down there. So I will keep you posted, but don't worry, if you leave a review today, you will still be included in my brewing over idea.
Nice.
So there you go.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just checking out the TL Audio 5051 that I've never seen before, mono preamp.
Oh yeah.
Seems to have like a VU meter on the front. It's got loads of EQ on it. It's got a compressor with no gate, so there's no gate on that, so that's not very helpful. And also it costs £625, which not averse to paying if it's a good quality product, but we're looking for something to rival the DBX2A6S, and there's nothing as far as I can see. Anyway.
I think Dan picked something up in what you said earlier on. Very well spotted. Very well spotted.
Let's move on and end the show.
Yay!
There we go. So yes, it's been great having you here. Thanks so much for tuning in again. We always really enjoy the fact that you make time in your week every Friday to have some fun with us on Free Jingle Friday.
And don't worry, we are back next week, the same time, the same place. If you have not, for whatever reason, managed to get your jingle in today, we're back next week. So don't worry.
That's it.
We send reminders in. So if you subscribe to our newsletter, you will get a reminder. And
you will, yeah. By the way, Student FM correction there. Apparently the TL Audio 5051 does have a gate. Free Run Media says the DBX286S works sweet with the SM7B. Yes, it does. Works really nice with my SM7B. Right, enjoy all your jingles. Have a great weekend, and whatever you're doing, I'm going to be 3D printing some mic flags, which will be fun.
Bathrooms. Woo-hoo!
And you'll be actually painting bathrooms, which is nice. Let us know what you'll be doing in the chats, and we'll see you later. We'll read all the comments. See ya, bye!